What's up, guys? Welcome to another weekly outlook where I'm going to give you my perspective on some critical weekly levels to watch for on the S&P 500. We'll go through the Nasdaq, and then we'll also go through some crude oil here too. I'll give you all these levels here, the anchors, the targets, and then we'll go into a little bit more of a macro analysis at the end to wrap it up. All right, so let's get into it, and let's start with the ES. So as we rounded out last week's wild finish and we move into the June month, first week of June week trading, we had this wild finish breakdown of this longer term zone that we were sitting in up here. We broke down and then we popped right back into that zone at the tail end of last week's trading. So the way that I look at it, where price is sitting right now, we're sitting above last week's POC. We're sitting below the value area high, and then there's this critical structure level right here at 53.17.5. We break above there. I'm going to be shooting for, on the weekly target side of things, I'll be looking for 53.68.25 to go and tag all-time high. So if we break out of here, likely that we move up here. We break from here. I've then shifted into some Fibonacci's to go to 5,400, and then we break out of there and we go for a longer term expansion week, 54.50 up at the top here. Likewise on the bottom, if we start to break down again, 52.73 half is my structure level here. You can see we've got this swing low here, and we've got this swing high here, and this low volume node right there kind of lines up real nicely at 52.73 half. We break down below here, likely that we'll easily flip through this and then break down to this little structure swing low down here. 52.35 will be target one. It's a little shallower of a target, but that's target one on the week. Target two, again, pretty shallow, but again, that's a nice swing low target to hit at 52.05 half. And then we break down below there and we start to really drive down. We're 51.45 is going to be that low end target for the week on the S&P. Let's dive into the Nasdaq. Very similar structure here on the Nasdaq. We had that wild finish to the month, that melt up that we saw on the last like half hour or so of trading. So the way I look at it, we break down below the value area here, 18.605.75. Likely that we come back down and retrace this entire essentially thin volume print right in here. You can kind of see it's not truly a thin print, but it's pretty low volume right through here. So 18.292 half is that downside target one. Downside target two is the below this little D-shaped profile day here, almost to the low of it, but 18.072 half is target two. 17.894 half is that extended target to the downside. That'd be a pretty hefty move from where current price is, but not out of the realm of possibility, as the last 5 weeks on the NQ has been about 600 points. So to that upside, we break this little midpoint structure here and break back into this high volume node right up in here. So 18.787, we break that to the upside. Likely we retrace this and retest this all-time high here at 19.023, and then we break through there, 19.253.50, and then 19.491.25 to that upside extended target up. That's the NQ. Rolling over to crude oil for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, call it 4.5 weeks. We've really just been sitting in this range right here. We come over to this high, we sweep this high, we roll back over, we sweep this low, we roll back up, sweep that high, down, and it's just oscillating back and forth between sweeps. So right now, last week we swept this high right here. You can see we swept it, rolled back down. So likely that this pattern can continue. However, if we do break down, like truly break down, and then we take out this 76.15, likely that we can move down to this 75.19, almost $1 to that downside. If we're going to truly get that breakout, that's the likely target one. Target two, 74.24. Target three, 73.50. But be on the lookout for that low end sweep and then reverse back up into the range, right? That's the pattern that we've seen now for 4 weeks, but be cognizant that it can go either way. So right down here, you're going to want to look for weakness, and you're going to want to look or strength, buyer strength coming in at the bottom here, or selling strength coming through and breaking down. So just watch the delta on this as price breaks down to this 76.15 to the upside. If we do truly sweep down here and roll, that uptrend would start, in my opinion, right about here at the POC of the week, 77.99. Call it $78 on crude. We break up there. Likely we're going to fill that value area at 79.65. We break up there. Likely we come up here and sweep this top up here and then potentially roll back down. But if we do truly break out, we'd be awfully extended on the week at that point. 81.51 would be that target 3 to that awfully extended target to the upside from where current price is right now. That's on the crude. Okay, so let's move into just a little bit more of the macro side of things here. Let's go to the ES for a second. Okay, so we've got this massive uptrend, pullback, and full rally. We've got that outside day. My expectation on the day is for this to continue to the upside. So I'm going to be watching for that break to the upside, that 53.17 half target to the upside. We've already whipped through the last Friday's high, and we're kind of oscillating through that now pre-market. It's about 5 a.m. So I'll be watching for this to break to the upside. But my expectation on the day is higher prices given this outside day, and that it looks like we are buying up the lows and moving back upwards given the strength that we saw in the last half hour. Now, whether that is true strength or it was just a melt up that we saw at the tail end of the month, don't know yet. We'll have to see how the cash session opens up. But that's what I'm looking at for ES on the NQ. Pretty similar stuff. Big uptrend up. We had that big massive rejection down here at the bottom that was essentially all in that last half hour. So we'll see if that's the true move or we're going to fall back down this hill. But if we break here, my expectation is we're going to go out and take this out, this 18,787. And if we do that, we'll start to trigger our upside move to target that all-time high, and then up the chain we go for today. Let's go to crude. Let's see, crude. So crude again, my expectation is to come down here and at least retest this, sweep this perhaps, maybe break down. We'll have to see how Delta responds, but I'll be looking for a big healthy push below here. I may not even take this trade to kind of qualify this move down, but I want to see what price does at this 76.15, whether we're going to sweep or we're going to break all the way down and then start to tag these lower targets, or we're going to break down here and sweep back to the upside. Okay, for news on the day, sorry, for the news on the week, let's see. We've got 8:45 news hitting this morning on Monday, 8:45 manufacturing PMI, Purchasing Managers Index, and then we've got the ISM Manufacturing Index at 9. So right around that time, we're going to have some red hot news coming in. And we've got 9 a.m. tomorrow. We've got the JOLTS jobs coming in. ADP non-farm employment change at 7:15 on Wednesday. That'll be a big one to watch. A big directionally shifting move. ISM PMI coming in. Services PMI coming in at 9. And then unemployment claims coming in Thursday at 7:30. We'll watch that one as well. And then Friday, I believe this is the non-farm payroll that comes in at 7:30 on Friday. So that will be the big news event of the week coming up. So a lot on deck for this week in terms of news. And so there you have it. Those are the critical weekly levels as I see them on the S&P, the Nasdaq, and for crude. We'll follow up on these levels throughout the week through my daily newsletter here. I'll have some updates where we are on these targets for both, for all three, for ES, and just as I did last week. So we'll update the ES, we'll update the NQ. and crude as price moves through, and you'll see some trading examples throughout the week. Have a great trading week and be on the lookout for those updates in your inbox. Take care. Happy trading.